Welcome back with the best Dominion cards list, part 16. We're proceeding with the cards costing 5. Now we have a look at the tier 2, ranks 21 to 12. Rank 21, Duke from Intrigue. After that big jump last time of 14 ranks better, it loses only 1 rank. It has a really high deviation, the highest deviation of a non-Dark Ages card in this list so far, with only 1 card higher than it to come. You can see this on the 10 votes above 80%, but still 3 votes below 20%. It would be 2 ranks lower in the unweighted ranking. Duke can be played similar to Silk Road and Gardens Rushes, as you need to get the duchies and dukes as fast as you can. So you need similar good supporter cards with help getting to 5, even if you're already greening, like Vault, Horde, Duchess, Horse Traders and Silver Gainers in general, to just name a few. Duke can be very strong, as it can easily be worth 6 to 8 victory points if your opponent doesn't deny your strategy, and is better than provinces in those cases. Free piling isn't that hard afterwards, as there are 2 piles already gone. The problem is to realize when a board is a good Duke board. With good attacks, Cursor and hand size reducer, especially Swindler or Knights as counter, you really have to be careful and want to ignore Dukes. What makes Duke strong is that you have to consider it in every game, and can be a nice plan B if you're behind in a mirror game and don't want to contest provinces anymore. Why? 5 provinces are worth the same as 5 duchies and 3 dukes, so that's only 3 cards more, but each of them costs way less. Your opponent has then the tough decision if you can outrace you with provinces, or if he has to contest you on duchies and of course dukes. Rank 20, Bandit Camp from Dark Ages. Bandit Camp is the second best Dark Ages card with a solid lead over Duke of 2.6 percentage points. It has 5 votes above 80%. It would be 1 rank higher in the unweighted ranking. The obvious comparison to Bandit Camp is Bazaar, which was rated 2 ranks lower. You get 1-shot golds instead of 1 coin. Which one is better? Of course, it depends. While Bazaar is an obvious engine card, Bandit Camp can be very good incorporated in a money-ish approach. The spoils ramp your economy fast for early goals or provinces. But Bandit Camp is also especially good with plus buys, as you won't waste money from the spoils. And with trashing and draw engines where you draw your whole deck, you probably want to play your spoils each time to keep your deck thin. So the spoils make your draw engine more unreliable. But if you are still able to draw your deck, then Bandit Camp effectively gives you 3 coins instead of 1 coin, and is way better than Bazaar. But if your engine falls apart, it's hard to get it back running. Rank 19, Upgrade from Intrigue. Upgrade is a winner of this list. It's 5 ranks, over 9 percentage points in the weighted average, and even nearly 15 percentage points in medium better. In the unweighted ranking, it's even 1 more rank better. Non-terminal treasures or treasure benefit cards are really strong. No surprise that Upgrade costs 5, so you can't open with it most of the times. With Upgrade, you can trash your cobbles and curses or turning your estates into silver without spending an action, and keep playing all your other valuable action cards. This may also its best use, just to be sure that there's no poorhouse. Spamming upgrades and upgrading all other cards slowly to better cards seems nice, but it's very slow. But upgrading an upgrade into an early grand market can be very strong. I like to add that Upgrade is indeed a cantrip that doesn't hurt a deck early on. But, like Lookout, if you have a deck with a high quality density later on, this may be a dead card in your hand, when you don't want to trash a card from your hand. With Dark Ages, there's now Junk Dealer, a comparable card. Like already said, Junk Dealer is better at the start, but you can use the treasure benefit effect later to get duchies, what's really good with reds or fortresses on the board. It's still no surprise Upgrade has some very high ranked openings, the best being Upgrade Chapel on 8 or Upgrade Courtyard on 70. Rank 18, Stables from Hinterlands. Stables is only 0.04 percentage points better than Upgrade and can stay on the same rank as last year. Its rating is also nearly the same and has a good consensus. When you try to evaluate Stables, the comparison to Laboratory is very obvious. Both give you an action and a hand with 1 card more. In games with no trashing, a few stables can be even stronger because you get an additional warehouse-like cycling effect. Just discard your cobbers and you seal your valuable cards more often. If you buy stables and don't play big money, then your action density increases and the chances that you draw no treasure cards with stables in hand increases too. Then, stables may be a dead card in hand. Especially in cursing games, stables is weaker. And even if your only treasure card is a gold, it highly depends on your deck if you really want to discard the gold for 3 new cards. But a few stables, silvers and a plus buy like horse traders can make a pretty good hunting party like deck. An early stables is great and superior to laboratory on a board with no trashing, but with more action cards, victory cards or curses, stables is getting weaker, so just don't buy too many. Just compare a hand of 5 laboratories and 5 stables. Stables Chapel is on 61 of the best openings. Rank 17, Haggler from Hinterlands 2. Haggler is over 2 percentage points better and stays also on the same rank. It was voted 7 times above 80% and only 3 times below 40% and 14 times below average. Haggler is very good for building up engines with multiple components. It adds the border village effect to any card you wish and also gives 2 coins, so you can be pretty sure to get 2 good cards if you play Haggler. And in the middle to end game you can use it as a pseudo horde to get a gold for a province or even a platinum on colony boards. With Haggler you don't necessarily need plus buys early. Just beware that you don't use your additional buy for a low cost card, so you have to get an additional copper. This is also a good starter for any good engine, for example hunting party, so you can get 1 more hunting party for every province bought. But with discarding attacks and curses where you can get bad hands really often, Haggler isn't that good as you have to pick up a copper or other cards you probably don't want. Similar is true with potion cost cards as they have a lower coin value. Haggler Chapel is on 53 of the best openings. Rank 16 Laboratory from the base set. Laboratory is the next card in the row which stays on the same rank. It was voted 2 times above 90% and 7 times above 80%. But it was voted below 50% only 5 times. Unlike stables, like mentioned before, Laboratory is a good card in nearly every deck. It increases the hand size by 1, which is often an underrated benefit. If you have multiple laboratories in your deck, you have a consistent village smithy engine in your deck where it isn't possible to draw that. So it's an engine on its own and you best begin early to build it. Therefore, it's no surprise Laboratory Chapel is on 32 on the best openings list. Rank 15 Embassy, another card from Hinterlands. Embassy has a solid lead over Laboratory, but with over 2 percentage points worse than last time, it's also 1 rank worse, although it was pretty close. It was still voted 8 times below 50% with 1 pretty big outlier. It has also a high deviation, but the consensus is a little bit higher than last time. Embassy is a great big money card. An early embassy is so strong that your opponent gets a silver for free. The mix of a terminal drawer and a warehouse-like filter makes it that powerful. Yes, basically it's only plus 2 cards, but every time you can play it, you can choose the best 6 cards out of 9 cards. Similar to Envoy, if you have 5-2 and have the luck to draw it on turn 3, you may draw it in turn 4 and 5 again, and will probably have already a huge lead due to quick cycling. But it is also good in engines if you can guarantee to draw it with an action card. So just like Wharf, it combos well with Fishing Village. It only misses the plus buy. Rank 14 Vault from Prosperity. Vault is basically tied with Embassy as it's only 0.02 percentage points better. So it switched places with Embassy and is 1 rank better than last time, although it lost over 1 percentage point. It got no vote above 90%, but 14 votes above 80% on the other side. It was voted 8 times below average. The plus 2 cards that make the difference between Secret Chamber and Vault are very important to make Vault a good card and Secret Chamber a weak one. With every play of Vault you are guaranteed a gold or even better, a Grand Market. And if you have a gold in hand or draw one, you can buy a province for sure. This makes Vault a great counter to cursing attacks and is still great after you've gone green. A surprise, your opponent has the chance to make his hand better too, because this effect is very strong. This effect makes it also a good card for Duke. Like Secret Chamber, it's also good if you can draw your whole deck, for example with Scrying Pool, discard all actions for a lot of money, just to draw all actions again with another Scrying Pool. Similar to this, it's great in double Tactician decks. Another combo is Vault Tunnel, and with Tunnel you could even profit from your opponent's vaults. The downside of this card is that it's very vulnerable to discarding attacks. Although it shines in big decks with a lot of junk, the 12th best opening Vault Chapel shows its strength if you are able to play it every turn. Rank 13, Margrave, another Hinterlands card. After a big jump of nearly 5 percentage points, we are now above 70%. Margrave stays on the same rank and got slightly better ratings. It was voted 14 times above 80%, but no one voted above 90% too. It got also only 4 votes below average. Terminal draws with plus buy are very strong, as they tend to let you have many money in hand, more than you often need for a province. Council Room has the drawback of give your opponent another card, but Wolf is still to come in this list. Margrave gives you an additional discard attack. The discard attack itself is not as strong as Militia's or Goon's discard attack, because your opponent may draw a card first. But the discard attack is still very strong. It's just like you play Council Room plus Militia or Governor plus Militia. Margrave is another good big money card. With 11 coins you can buy an additional silver to your province. And Terminal Draw and plus buy is all Fool's Gold needs. No surprise Margrave Fool's Gold is the best opening on 96. It's also a good addition to your engine, but you have to be careful to add not too many Margraves to your engine, because every time you play a Margrave your opponent has another chance to draw a hand like 2 golds and a silver to buy a province himself. Rank 12, Apprentice from Alchemy. Apprentice is also on the same rank as last time. It was voted 5 times above 90%, with 1 vote being on second place. And with only 2 votes below average, makes this a clear better card than every other card before. Although you can use an early Apprentice to treasure coppers, Apprentice epitomizes treasure benefit cards, just like Salvager for example, because the benefit is huge. If you don't hesitate to trash, for example, a gold to get 6 cards, and draw at least a card with plus buy or a gainer, you can really fasten the game. With Apprentice Horde or Apprentice Haggler, you can buy a province nearly every turn. It combos also nice with Border Village. And as being one of the strongest treasure benefit cards, I especially mention the danger in possession games. Your opponent won't hesitate to treasure a province or even a colony for drawing nearly your whole deck. And now with Dark Ages, treasure benefit is even more interesting. You could now treasure Rats for 5 cards, or Fortress for 4 cards without losing anything, or Catacombs with no real loss on the right board, and so on, so forth. So, thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I will try to finish the series now really soon, as I have currently a little bit more time. I appreciate still all comments. Until next time. Bye.